Hi, this is Tony Wade, the Compassionate Investor. Now, I'm going to talk about something that can be hard for some people to grasp, and it's the concept of living like you make $30,000. And that's been a practice I have been doing for as long as I can remember. At first, when I started doing it, I was making $30,000 a year. And then as I grew and I continued to make more income and start doing more things, I still behaved like I made 30,000. And what that means is if you're working a job and you are getting paid $100,000 a year, I acted like I made 30. And that meant that I then saved everything else so that I could continue to build capital. And that's really the one thing that propelled me to the next level in preparing for my business when I lost my job at my company that I worked for 10 years. So let me sort of explain how that works because it's a hard concept for people to grasp. So when I was making $30,000 a year, I knew exactly how much everything was that I had to pay. So we had all of the stuff, the basic stuff. We had the utilities. We had all of our expenses. We had our I think that was with the rent at the time, is paying rent before I actually start owning. And then what I lived on to eat for food, to keep the car payments done, all of that stuff. And I had that down to a science in a budget. And that's what I worked to. And then I gave myself a small amount that I operated with because I took everything, even at that time, and saved because I believe in not only paying your tithes, but also putting savings in place to protect yourself. So in case something happens, you've got money. So as I started making more income and as I moved from position to position, and then I made 50,000, then I made 75,000, then I made 100,000, I still acted like I made 30. So all that extra money, I was still paying all of my bills and giving myself just that a little amount to live on. And I can be extremely frugal. I think that one thing that that forced me to do is I became extremely frugal. Now, it doesn't mean that there were times that I didn't want to splurge on something because there is some times when you say, you know what, I work hard every day. I should do something to make myself feel good for that moment. But I don't live for those moments all the time. Many of us have been taught to live for those moments, not to prepare. And if you aren't preparing or in a mode where you are preparing and putting money aside, when you really need something, you're not going to be able to do it. But by doing that in reverse, and when you want to splurge on yourself for a moment, you don't go spend all of it. You say, okay, what is it that I want to do for myself? And you take that money, set it aside, and then I would make sure I put even more away to cover what I just did to make myself feel good for that moment and to treat myself. So I want to encourage you as you're thinking about that and shifting your mindset as it relates to saving, because it is important to get into a mindset where you are saving money and preparing those three buckets so that you can go to the next level with the capital that you need. That emergency money is critical because when stuff happens, you need to have some money, at least 6 months of your salary or 6 months of what your needs are, rather, available to you when you need them. And then after that, it's sort of like that stuff in the middle. Those are the things that will allow you to go to the next level where you could probably loan out money to people and make money off of that money. So you have to get yourself, and then the third bucket, of course, before I jump to that, is that long term, like your retirement, the things that you need to do that are 10 plus years down the road. So as you're preparing those buckets, it allows for you to get to that next level of where you want to go. So in that second bucket, if you've already got your emergency fund out of the way because you are in mode of saving all the time, you can now say, well, look, I got $5,000. Someone wants to borrow $2,000. I can now loan that with interest to be able to get some of that money back and grow yourself all within that bucket here. So those are practices that I have done over the years that have served me in building where I am today, living like I make $30,000. So I want to give you a challenge and give me some comments below if this is a challenge that you'd like to take on, is learning how to get yourself in position where you're just simply behaving like you only make $30,000 a year. What does that look like? Ask me questions. Go ahead and subscribe below. Also, click the notification so whenever I have another video coming out, you'll be one of the first people to view it and give me comments. I'm excited to hear from you, and I'm excited about this journey that you are taking to taking control of your life. Because once you do that, you can transform your life. And as you transform your life, you will be transforming the world. Have a great day.